for a round of applause, everybody.
Thank you so much. I think I'm going to stand behind the podium today. It's a beautiful event, and I want to say thank you so much for having me on your tour, combating mental illness. I think this is really big in our society, and it needs to be addressed. Good evening, everyone. My name is Danette Mahabeer, and I am a domestic violence survivor. I left when I was 7 months pregnant. I walked away from what was supposed to be a beautiful life to my now husband. And typically a domestic violence situation doesn't start out being abusive. It starts out with all the beautiful flowers and the rainbow and the sparkles, and you think, this is it. An abuser is very good at shadowing and hiding their true emotions and who they truly are. Not only am I a survivor to domestic violence, I'm a survivor to a narcissist. And let me tell you something. I thought that when I walked away from this domestic abuse, it was over. And little did I know, it was just the beginning. When people talk about domestic violence or domestic abuse, they think of just the physical. But hardly do we ever speak about or elaborate on the emotional, the verbal, psychological, what it does to you after the fact. So when I walked away, I felt like it's done, but nobody warned me about the after effects that I would have to now heal myself from to become whole, healed, and healthy. Nobody warned me about those things. But while I was being abused, you probably wouldn't see scars all over me, but I was being financially abused, psychologically abused, emotionally abused, mentally, verbally. And those left a bigger scar than any physical scars could ever leave. You're no good. You'll never be nothing without me. Nobody else will love you. To the point where I lost my self-confidence. My self-esteem was lowered. But thank God for a mother who reminded me of why she left my father when I was only 2 months old. My sister was only 4 years old. My brother was only 5. 3 toddlers, a single mother, and I only have one. My mom reminded me how abusive my father was. And she also reminded us of not only the reason why she left, but because of the effect it would have on us. And because of that, I always remember who I am and my worth. But can I tell you that a narcissist and an abuser knows how to prey on those things? I was the most confident person you could ever find, just like the one that's standing in front of you now. But can I tell you, it took years to rebuild that confidence again. But when I realized I didn't want to talk to my family, I was isolated from my friends and family. And I realized I'm in a hole. That's when I was like, this is not me. This is just not who I was. I lost my true identity to my narcissistic abuser. And I had to walk away from that. And can I tell you, when I walked away and I thought all that is behind me, I was stalked. I was threatened. If I didn't come back, what would happen to me? I was fearful. I was terrified. I was literally walking and looking over my shoulder because my abuser promised that he would show up in church. He knew what color car I drove. He did a skip search on me, find all my information, and continuously threatened that you will not be nothing without me, and I will make sure of that. And it took me years to overcome that mental effect that it had on me. You know, they talk about fear. It's false evidence appearing to be real. That is so true. And fear is a liar. And during that ordeal, I became saved. And that's when I was like, you know what? Fear is a liar. And I'm not going to find myself continuously living in this way. And what I envisioned one day was just me running away from my abuser. I was running away from my abuser. That's what I was doing in real life. And I was just running, but the more I ran, it's just like a bully situation. The more you walk away, the more that bully wants to bully you. And I just envisioned myself running away from a bull with horns. And I stopped and turned back and grabbed those horns, and that's when my life changed. I grabbed those horns, and I stared that bull in the eye, and I'm like, you know what? It's done. I am taking back what you stole from me, and I'm restoring my mental health. I am restoring who I was and who I am today. I'm taking that back, because it's not fair for you to take that away from me, because I fell for your tricks, you cunning fox. So today I stand before you as a survivor of domestic violence, a survivor of physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse, psychological abuse, verbal abuse, emotional. Listen, and if I can, you can. And if you know someone who is going through that, it might seem hopeless. And there are times when your abuser will make it seem like you cannot survive without me, because they create that financial dependency. And they create a life for you that no one else is going to give you that life, and that's a lie. I am also a published author of a book called Leave Alive, subtitled Goodbye Domestic Violence. So God took something that the devil meant for evil and turned it for good. And so I stand before you today as a certified life coach, a published author, a CEO of a mother and daughter relationship foundation. Listen, I'm telling you, you know what the devil meant for evil, God turned it around for good. For I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a bright future. God bless you all, and thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Had me tearing up here and whatnot. The dope thing about her speech wasn't the fact that she told her story, but the fact that she said, this queen said, I'm going to be behind this podium. No, she stepped outside the box and revealed herself to us. That takes power. That takes a lot of confidence. And right. Queen, you have your confidence back because you told us your story. And you told it with pride, you owned it, and the fact that not only you doing it for yourself, but for your daughter. That's love. That's love. God bless you, Queen. God bless you. Give her another round of applause.